folks, and welcome to another Age of Sigmar battle report hosted by Semi-Casual Gaming with your host Nathan. Today we are brought to battle by Bryce. Hello, Bryce.
Hello.
He has some of the new Kruelboyz. He did a Dominion box trade, and so he has two sets of the Kruelboyz. So we are bringing the bulk of what I have for my undead, because that's what I brought today. And a good little 1,000-point game on a smaller table setup, the 44 by 30. We're just doing frontal assault with 3 objectives in the middle. Nothing super exciting today, but really it's just to get out, roll dice, and move plastic toys around until they all get pulled off the table. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go over the lists really quick. Bryce, from your left to right, what do we have?
Alright, so I'm running one squad of 10 Gutrippaz, followed up by a squad of 3 Manskewer Boys.
Nice.
With the good old kill boss on Great Gnashtoof.
Perfect.
Right behind him is a Murknob with Belchabana, followed up by, what are they called? Hobgrots Slitters.
Got it.
Then I also have the dude who looks like Gul'dan, but is just a Swampcalla Shaman with Potgrot.
Nice.
And then another squad of 10 Gutrippaz.
Perfect. And that comes out to about, what was that?
It's like 1,015.
Yeah, just a hair over, but that's fine. We're close enough because I'm at 975, so my rule of thumb is if you're within 50 points, you're good. It's just especially because before you could just buy a command point, but they don't do that anymore. So my list, I'm running Vyrkos Dynasty with my undead. I've got skeletons, Vampire Lord General, Graveguard, Necromancer, skeletons, and 2 packs of 20 zombies sitting in the graves ready to burst out. So my spells really quick for my guys. My Necromancer is going to have Overwhelming Dread, which is a -1 to hit rolls on a target enemy unit. And my Vampire's spell is going to be called the, I believe it's Spirit Gale. I'll have to look it up off camera, but basically it's morale, a bravery test, and does mortal wounds if it beats it, if I recall straight. I'd have to look it up really quick. I'll put little notes in the channel otherwise. And then my artifact for my vampire, who's going to be the general. The artifact I'm giving her is the Sangsyron, which is the pick her weapon, and if I make a successful charge move on that combat phase, she gets additional D3 attacks. So nothing super exciting, but it was kind of the one artifact that kind of works for this list and what I was looking at, and I didn't feel like pulling generics, and I gave her the Pack Alpha command trait, which is once per each player's turn, you get to use 1 command ability for free, no command points. So, and Bryce, you said that your Gnashtoof is going to be having the Amulet of Destiny, which is
correct.
The 5-up ward from the generic rules.
Yes.
And then he has the leader one, which is at the start Skilled leader. So at the start of each of your command phases, you get to roll a die, or hero phase, excuse me. You get to roll dice, and on 5-up, you gain 1 extra command point, which can be pretty nice. And I think it said just your command phase, or both commands. I'm guessing it's probably
my hero phase.
Just your hero phase. Okay. Dang it, it's a command phase again. Silly me. Okay, so I actually finished deploying first, because we both actually, even though I have a crap ton of models, we only had equal number of drops. And, you know, like, usually I'd let you go first, but it's a 10-inch move, and, I mean, we're about 18 inches apart, so you'd have a long bomb charge first turn, but you could pull it off, so let's have fun. I'm going to let Bryce go first. Let's see what the Kruelboyz can do in their Kruel-like fashion. Top of 1, Kruelboyz. Okay, middle of 1. He got off the Boggy Mist spell, so he's on +1 to charge, and I'm at -1 to charge until his next hero phase. He moved everything forward. He ran the Hobgrots, so the first half could reach the Graveguard. All the shooting, unfortunately, was not successful. He got a lot of 2s, sadly. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to bottom of 1, Soulblight Gravelords. Alright, bottom of 1, the Shamblers start shambling. Basically, we got Van Hells off on the Graveguard with the Necromancer. Vampire caught Spirit Gale off, killed off a couple Hobgrots. And then made some charge rolls. This side failed, and I chose not to reroll or anything. I just let it sit. Zombies are sitting off the table because there's no room for them on the tiny map right now. Graveguard were close enough. They charged in. The vampires went ahead and charged her after I charged the skeletons, because the skeletons rolled a 10, which -1 with the bog. It was still like a 9-inch, so they had more than enough room. So everyone piled in. As you can tell, the Graveguard killed off the Hobgrots, piled forward. Gnashtoof fought back, killed half of the units, and got a couple of, he had kind of some rough rolls there, unfortunately. They fought back, only did 3 wounds back to him. Skeletons popped a wound, I believe just 1 wound, onto the Murknob, and they kind of whiffed back. So I lost 3 skeletons in total and brought 2 back with the Endless Legion, so 1 is off the table. So that's where we're standing. I did the Inspiring Presence on my Graveguard to keep them on the table, and the other guys, they didn't have to worry about Battle Shock tests. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and roll off for the start of turn 2. We lose all of our command abilities. We actually had points to spare this turn, so roll and see goes first. Bryce will win ties. Okay. I rolled a 4. You rolled a 2. Okay. I'll take the double turn. We're going to head into top of 2. Soulblight. Yeah, that's going to be rough right there. So we'll see how it goes. All right, middle of turn 2. I took my vampires, moved around my skeletons, charged the Swampcalla, and whiffed. Zombies, I dumped them out. They failed their charge. Over here, I got Van Hells off on these skeletons, and they charged in and killed more than half the unit. They lost about 7 back, but with the Endless Legions, I was able to bring back like most of that unit. However, I had to roll a leadership test or a bravery test because I didn't have a lot of command points, and I lost a few more, so I lost like 4 in total from there. Yep, the Graveguard and the Gnashtoof basically blew up on each other. Gnashtoof had 1 wound left, and I barely snuck 1 last wound onto the Gnashtoof with the skeletons. He rolled 1-1 on his 2-up save, and then didn't get the 5-up ward afterwards, so it unfortunately went down. Murknob killed a couple guys back, and the Swampcalla actually did more damage to me than I did to it. It took 3 wounds off of her, so we're now going to head into the
Actually, funny story, the Swampcalla didn't do it. It was his little pot grot that did.
That's right.
The pot grot is the one that did the most to her.
Yep, it actually pushed through, got the damage, and then you rolled 6s too, or something like that. Yeah, you roll a couple 6s too, so that worked out really well.
Double 6s for an attack, so.
Nice. So, all right. So we're going to head into bottom of 2. I was about to call them Murkboyz, but they're Kruelboyz. Kruelboyz. Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching this, we're at the bottom of 2. Turn is over. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do the official handshake really quick. Good game, sir. Good game. So, yep. He's going to concede at this point. We took out the 1 Gutrippaz unit. The skeletons pushed just enough through to kill off the Murknob, and while he didn't really do much back against them, on the third turn, I still have a whole unit of zombies on the table, so I was just going to win the attrition war at this point. So, yeah, it was a good game. He did kill off my vampire with shooting. He shuffled them over and punked off. He rolled a couple of 6s, and I rolled no 6-up ward or deathless minions, but yeah, it's kind of a... At this point, yeah, he's going to control 2 and 1, but I'll be overwhelming him pretty quick. So we're going to scoop. We're going to get ready to start another game. We're going to rearrange the table and play another round with less points, but more fun. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the usual spiel. So in the meantime, thank you, and good night.